Hey children, it is the third session for class 8 mathematics. In the last session, let's see what we discussed. In the last session, we discussed about properties. We saw that there were 4 properties, and we also checked the closure property for natural numbers. Children, now we are going to quickly apply this property or check this property on whole numbers, set of integers, and rational numbers. Let's begin with whole numbers. Children, you have to remember that what is the difference between whole numbers and natural numbers is only that whole numbers include 0. So the major properties of natural number match with the whole numbers, especially for closure property. So addition, just like natural numbers, if you add two whole numbers, the result is going to be a whole number, while if you subtract two whole numbers, the result can either be a whole number or not be a whole number. Okay? For multiplication also, children, take any two numbers, any two whole numbers, and when you multiply them together, you're always going to find the result to be a whole number. Children, last turn I told you about the sign belongs to, and then I told you the capital N represented set of natural numbers. Here children, this W, capital W, it represents the set of whole numbers. Okay? For division, similarly like natural numbers, we saw that when natural numbers were divided by each other, then it was not necessary that the result should also be a natural number. Here too children, if you divide two whole numbers, it is not necessary that you get answer to be a whole number. Okay? Let's move to the integers. Integers children, remember, I always remember it through a number line, that there is a 0 in the middle, then all the positive numbers, then all the negative numbers, including 0, form the set of integers. Now when we add two integers, we're always going to get an integer. When we subtract two integers, then also we are always going to get an integer. In children, whole number and natural number, we had problem that if the second number was bigger, then we used to get the value on the negative side. And natural numbers and whole numbers did not contain negative values, but our integers, they contain negative values. So the property of addition and subtraction are closed. Okay, when we move towards multiplication children, similarly when we multiply any two numbers, we always find the result to be a whole number. And in here integers also, when we multiply any two numbers, any two integers, the result is always an integer. Here children, again one important thing I'll tell you. Okay, we got to know that capital N represented our set of natural number, then capital W represented our set of whole numbers. Here capital Z children, this Z, okay, this Z, you can see here, it represents the set of integers. Okay, you need to remember this thing. Then on division children, when we divide an integer by another integer, the result can be an integer, and sometimes it's not necessary for it to be an integer. For example, if you divide minus 24 by 6, you get answer minus 6. It is an integer. But if you reverse the numbers, if you divide 4 by minus 24, then you'll get minus 1 by 6. Is minus 1.6 an integer? No, it's not an integer. So it's not necessary, children, that if we divide two integers, the answer should come integer. So this property is not closed under division. Let's move to rational numbers, children. Now take any two rational numbers you wish and then add them. You're always going to find the answer to be a rational number, right? Similarly, if you subtract them, then the answer will be rational numbers. For multiplication also, if you multiply them, the answer will be rational number. Children, check the examples thoroughly. Then for multiplication, subtraction, and addition for rational numbers, they are closed under these properties. Okay. For division, let's check it out. For division, take any two numbers. I've taken minus 2 by 5 and 12 by 25. When I divide it, I get the answers to be rational. But if you divide some number by 0, of course the set of rational numbers contains 0. When you divide it by 0, that is the denominator contains 0, it will not be a rational number, right? So the property of division is not closed here. Okay? Now let's quickly check out this table, children. It's very helpful. Here we'll find that addition, multiplication. Remember these two properties, addition and multiplication. They are always closed properties. What are these? These are closed properties for all the sets of number we know. That is natural number, whole numbers, integers and rational numbers. And division, it's not closed for any of them. Okay, what you need to remember is for subtraction. For subtraction, natural numbers and whole numbers, the property is not closed, and for integers and rational number, it is closed. Thank you, children. In the next session, we'll discuss about commutative property. Thank you.